There are 450 billionaires in China. Of them, around 190 are single men, billionaire bachelors, or for these women, their target/future husband. Though they might look rich, most of these women come from ordinary backgrounds, probably like you and me. So never mind marrying into the ultra wealthy, how would one even cross paths with them? When one person works a 9 to 5 and the other is an A-lister celebrity, a romance occurring between the two reads like badly written fanfiction. But these unlikely unions do happen, like the case of Huynh or Aaron Ngoc and his wife. Ngoc is a Hong Kong singer who was massively popular in the 90s, an icon of his time. He tied the knot with his girlfriend Mocha Fang in 2017. Mocha worked as an accountant. And how about Pan Weibo or Wilbur Pan? Pan is a Taiwanese-American singer who married his girlfriend Luna, a flight attendant. Then there's also Huan Xiaoming, an A-list Chinese actor in the 2010s with his ex Ye Ke, who was a business owner. People were intrigued because all these out-of-reach celebrities were dating ordinary people, but their intrigue quickly turned into a full-blown investigation after this photo got leaked. Here is Mocha and here is Luna, and this lady in the middle, Amy, is the big boss that's only revealed in the season 1 finale. She's the one who allegedly runs China's most famous gold digger bootcamps. What do they teach in these bootcamps? Why does this exist? And what does it reveal about China's gendered sociocultural dynamics? Let's find out and go bag a billionaire. The name of this camp in Chinese is Mingyuan Peixun Ban, which better translates to Socialite Training Course, and these classes do not come cheap. The lower end of reputable classes cost a couple thousand, and VIP programs range from 15k to 150k USD. That's a lot of money. Honestly, if I could afford the VIP program, why am I looking for a rich man? If I just paid 150k, people should be coming to me. But okay, let's say we sign up for this course. What can we expect? Well, step 1 is to get plastic surgery. East Asia has very strict beauty standards. You either have pretty features or you don't. All female celebrities really share the same traits: big eyes, a small nose, a sharp V-line face, and pale skin. So when these socialite classes direct you to a surgeon and you ask to be made pretty, low-key, everyone comes out looking the same. This cookie cutter face is known as a Wanghonglian, which translates to an influencer face. Derogatory. Same vibe as being a condom beauty. So you really paid for surgery, the cost of which is not included in your class, went through all that pain, possibly have to deal with side effects later on, and in the end, people may still stare at you in distaste because you have a Wanghonglian. Exhausting just to chase the ideal beauty standard, but necessary to become a billionaire's wife. Now that we've done work on the outside, it's time to look at the inside. Next step, character development. Or how to not look freaking poor. I think we all know this, but the way the world works is totally different for the rich, and we get reminded of it sometimes when the rich say hilariously out of touch things, like how Chrissy Teigen was blasted when she tweeted about how she drops thousands of dollars buying AirPods for her mom because her mom keeps losing them, like AirPods are a disposable item. I too buy AirPods every other week. I definitely did not commute on the train, sitting with nothing but my inner demons as company for 5 months as I lost my AirPods and I was just suffering, waiting for it to go back on sale again. Definitely not. Instead of suffering in silence on the train though, you know what I should have done? Beat other people at Matchmasters. I'm giving away with Matchmasters an iPad, AirPod Pro 3s, and a Dyson hairdryer. Keep watching to see how you can win all these prizes. Matchmasters is a really fun and chill game where the aim is to match 3 pieces of the same color or shape. Unfortunately, I'm a very competitive person, so playing this game chill does not work for me because I am here to win. I love the live modes where I can destroy my friends at this game and any dreams they had about being the best at Matchmasters. As you play, you'll find that boosters help you score more points and perks give you an extra edge. You don't have to use them. You also don't have to win. Like my year 6 teacher used to say, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. And if you're into winning, you're going to love this because you can win all these amazing prizes. You just need to make sure to use my link to download the game, which would then make you eligible for my Star Race giveaway. After which, simply play 1 game to unlock the race. Then you have 7 days to earn as many stars as you can by playing. The top players from this round will move on to the finals. And in the 3-day final round, the player who earns the most stars will win all of this. So much better than a chance-based giveaway, right? Go download Matchmasters now using my link to unlock the giveaway and share it with everyone you know. Remember, you have to use my link or you won't be entered. Good luck and thank you Matchmasters for sponsoring this video. The rich see and experience the world differently, and if you're an ordinary person trying to marry into that kind of world, you need to adapt and you need to convince them that you belong. Luckily, socialite courses are here to develop your rich persona. One of the first classes you'll take is wine tasting. Students are taught how to smell, experience, and drink wine classily, as well as express delight and opinions on different types of wines. Unfortunately, this carefully crafted persona of refined taste and elegance is like one of those optical illusions that only makes sense from a specific angle. You shift a little to the left or the right, and nothing makes sense anymore. Because this is exactly what happened with Yeke, Huan Xiaoming's ex, when she was eating cake and reviewing it on a live stream. Here's how she described it. The texture of the cake is really dense, and the main notes are light milk and cream. The richness goes straight to your palate. With certain desserts, the sweetness lingers on the tongue, but this one, the creamy aroma fills your entire mouth, even your nasal cavity with that richness. That's why I think every girl should stock some good desserts in their fridge. If that just sounded like a lot of words to you and very little sense, don't worry, I'm also lost. Because what does she mean by main notes of a cake? And why would the taste of cream rush up my palate and fill up my nasal cavity? Sharp-eyed netizens quickly realized why this description sounded so off. If Yeke had taken socialite classes, then most likely she was only taught how to review wine in a sophisticated upper-class manner, not anything else. So when she tried cake, she just brute force the same template. In fact, if you hear that same paragraph again, but we substitute every time she mentions cake with red wine, the whole paragraph makes sense. The texture is really velvety with subtle notes of fruit. The richness goes straight to your palate. With certain wines, the sweetness lingers only on the tongue, but this one, its aroma fills your entire mouth, even the nasal cavity with that richness. That's why I think every girl should keep a few good bottles of red in the cellar. Now it makes sense. Netizens also pointed out how it's common to stock up on good bottles of wine because it's a whole mood when you're having those kind of nights and you just need to pour one out for yourself and stare moodily into the distance. But whereas popping out a finely aged wine may bring you temporary peace, bringing out a year-old cake you stocked up will take you to the ER. In trying to come across as cultured, netizens say she only exposed how little culture she really had. Sometimes you fake it till you make it, and sometimes you should just review cake like a normal human being. Unfortunately for Yeke, netizens did not let her off the hook just yet. Remember how we mentioned how influencer faces or wanhonglian are looked down upon? Yeke has that look. One thread popped up where one netizen posted this picture and said, "New challenge, find Yeke within 5 seconds." And people were stumped. The next comment, "Level up, which one's Yeke?" Even though one of these girls here literally has an eye out, a defining feature of our faces, people still couldn't be sure that was her. The top reply literally says, "Beep, this one is too hard." Other than facial features looking similar, I think something else that makes these women hard to tell apart is the fact that they all have a similar style. Yes, Yeke is in this picture. Don't ask me which one though, I'm still stuck on level 2 of this game. These pictures are shared by socialites on their profiles, and a quick scroll through will show a lifestyle of opulence, filled with fancy hotel visits, designer outfits, and dining at upper-class establishments. They're the epitome of money talks. Except this flex is a lie. This topic has similarly been covered by Klaize and JGAO, so go check them out. I love their content. Coming back to our socialites though, these girls are truly the champions of anti-waste because their setups could not be more reduced, reused, and recycled. Look at this photo Yeke posted at an expensive hotel wearing a designer outfit. Except another socialite has posted the same photo, same outfit, same angle, same location, just a different person. Maybe one photo is a fluke, but all these different settings? One might guess that they're not just sharing outfits, but splitting the cost of a lifestyle they can't individually afford. Like, no one's even touched the food on that table. I know the camera eats first, but the camera's the only one eating. They're both even holding the exact green apple. Don't be shy, take a bite in the next picture. And my personal favorite of these expose photos is this one, a ski photo that Yeke and 2 others all posted. I can't even make this up, it's the exact same photo. I guess they were thinking, well, it's not like anyone can see our faces anyways, but damn, that's lazy. Seriously, this is finding Yeke final boss. There's only one person in this photo. Now tell me if this is Yeke or not. But unlike other influencers who flex how rich they are and show off all their gold, we have to remember, to be a billionaire's wife, we have to have a heart of gold too. So Luna, one of the other socialites we mentioned before, posted this photo where she's releasing a fish back into the wild. Aww, how sweet of her. She's so kind. She really cares about the environment and animals. Oh wait, why is there another socialite doing the exact same thing? You know what would be funny? If they released this fish, got the picture, and then caught it again to take the next photo. Never let the fish know your next move. Through social media, socialites present themselves as a beautiful, kind, and wealthy woman. And if they did their homework right, their interests will perfectly align with their future husbands. If Mocha, Luna, and Yeke went to socialite classes, then they are the obvious success stories. Now that we know what these classes hold, it's time to look more critically at what these courses reveal about Chinese society and social mobility. Or, what does it say about society if women are willing to go to such lengths, change their face and their entire personality to suit a man? And what does the Chinese public think about these boot camps? For every Mocha, Luna, and Yeke, there are thousands of women in socialite classes receiving training and hoping to be a future billionaire's wife. Zhou Yue, a 23-year-old who attends these classes, justifies the hefty course fees as an investment. She explains how she grew up in a family that was not well off, and as a result, she often compared herself to her classmates who are rich and seem to be living better lives. Nowadays, she believes that if she can only marry a rich man, she won't have any worries in life. And her response highlights two key ideas to me. One, it's important, even necessary, to be rich in China. And two, for some reason, a growing number of Chinese women seem to think that marrying a rich man is their best shot at becoming rich. Let's explore both these ideas. First, the significance of wealth in China. There's three layers to this: philosophical, practical, and social. Let's go back to some ancient values. Historically, Confucianism acknowledged the pursuit of wealth as a natural human instinct, but emphasized that it should not be driven by materialism alone or obtained through immoral means. Success in wealth allowed you to provide for your family, embodying filial piety by giving back to your parents, and enabled you to care for your children well. And as long as your success was achieved morally, it reflected virtues like hard work and dedication. Therefore, wealth represented not just material gain, but a bundle of virtues. Today in China, a get-rich culture blends these traditional values with modern consumerism. A person's financial status or earning ability is almost held in the highest regard. For Chinese men, if they don't own property and they want to get married or have kids, just forget it. The burden to provide is at an all-time high. For women, there's often a difficult trade-off between pursuing a career and raising children, since parenting in China is essentially a full-time job. Life would be easier for both genders if only they were wealthier. From this perspective, financial independence is practical, even necessary, to live the life you want. Beyond philosophical and practical reasons for wanting to be rich, there is also a surface layer of social appearance. Chinese culture is highly interdependent, meaning a person's self-worth often depends on how others perceive them. This is quite different from many Western cultures, which tend to emphasize an independent self-view, where self-worth primarily comes from one's own opinion. Because of this, Chinese people may boost their self-esteem by influencing how others see them, which is why you have people flexing designer items and putting their lavish lifestyle on blast, so everyone around them thinks, wow, they're living a great life, they're doing better than me, and they've made it. These three layers, philosophical values, practical reasons, and social appearances, all strongly motivate the pursuit of wealth. And if that is the goal, the question now is, how do Chinese people get rich? This ties into the second theme we identified in Zhou's response. She believes marriage is the best solution here, but let's see what other options she has, because that will allow us to understand why she chose marriage. To become rich in China or ascend up the class ladder, there are three main ways: education, getting top marks, which then leads to well-paying careers, entrepreneurship, or marriage. The first way, excelling academically, is a path with brutal competition. It is the default way for one to change their life and gain greater social mobility. In the lead up to the Gaokao, China's university admissions exam, high schoolers often study for 12 to 16 hours a day. That's almost all your waking hours spent studying with no time for breaks. It's insanely difficult and stressful, and at the end of the day, only a very small percentage of students are rewarded with a prestigious, high-paying, and stable career. The next next path, entrepreneurship, has the highest potential in unlocking immense wealth, but it also carries the highest risk. And the last path is marriage, moving up in class not through your own merit but because your partner is rich. I think if we were to choose between us being the rich one ourselves versus us marrying someone rich, most of us would say we'd want to be the rich one. So Joel's decision to opt for marrying someone rich reveals how the other two routes to wealth are becoming less and less attainable. The gaokao is too competitive, and most businesses fail anyways. It almost seems as if marriage is the only choice. Marrying rich can get you the same explosive rise in class as topping the gaokao or creating a successful business empire. In this sense, it may be the easiest way to completely flip your life around. There's a problem with this thinking that I'll get to later, but many women may feel this way, and socialite classes actively encourage it. Their whole pitch is that marrying rich is the most achievable path to wealth for a woman in the modern day. And if you remember Amy, who allegedly runs socialite camps and was thrust into the spotlight after that photo came out, she actually went on several TV shows because she was asked about this exact topic of training ordinary girls to become billionaire wives. In response, she said that this is all nonsense. Does the public really think celebrities are all idiots and this easy to fool? Well, I don't know if this is a hot take, but you know what? I think the most convincing lies are the ones we want to believe. Huang Xiaoming, the actor that dated Ye Ke, said in an interview once that he doesn't like it when a woman is more capable than him, especially if they're better than him in many ways. That'll be really upsetting. Sounds a bit like fragile masculinity to me. If he dated another celebrity, I think he would very much be dealing with a capable woman. Now compare that to another woman who approaches him, one who may have changed her entire personality and looks just so she could be picked. The power dynamics and the way he's treated in these two relationships would be completely different. In fact, one girl who attended a socialite class recalls her teacher saying, "Don't treat your future husband as your husband, treat him as your boss." My point here is, Amy is probably right. These celebrities aren't dumb. Certainly they aren't ignorant to the allegations of their wives coming from socialite camps, especially when this was being blasted by the media. But regardless of what their intentions may be, if these couples end up getting married, then I think both sides are getting what they want. The couples may have gotten a happily ever after, but such fairy tale endings are not guaranteed for the girls and the courses. And for many women in China, the simple existence of such boot camps is like a slap in the face. Amy also went on a debate show in China, and after introducing herself, she said, "All the girls know me, all the girls are my fans." And in response, one audience member went straight for the jugular. She didn't even let Amy breathe because she got the mic, stood up and said, "I'm sorry, but I really dislike you. No matter whether you're joking or not, I need you to know a lot of girls dislike you." Then she continues, "I think you're basically a human trafficker. What you're doing right now is packaging women up as commodities to be sold. I don't mean you're literally selling them, but you're treating them as products. You're objectifying them, and I think that sends a really toxic social message." Wow. The reality is, traditional paths to wealth like the gaokao and entrepreneurship are becoming so competitive, many people feel exhausted just thinking about the work required to come out on top. But marriage is not a fail-safe way in securing upwards mobility either. There is nothing wrong with marrying a wealthy partner or choosing your marriage partner wisely, because it is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. But if you face an academic or entrepreneurial setback, these failures can still help you grow. Worst case scenario, you don't end up rich. Well, you just be like everyone else, getting through life day by day, waiting for the next big AirPod sale. But if you fail in attracting a rich husband after attending these socialite courses, which had you pay hefty sums, go under the knife, and change your entire personality to becoming someone he would like, what is left of you? I don't think the fault here lies with the girls who attend these classes. To me, it's a combination of competition in China rising to unsustainable levels, so some people just don't want to be a part of it anymore. And socialite courses recognizing this burnout, so they exploit this reality, pitching their get-rich-quick pathway that only requires a small cost of your money, your body, and your soul. Let me know what your thoughts are on these socialite classes. Do you think you have what it takes to be a billionaire's wife? And much like how these socialites beg to be picked, I am here to beg for you to subscribe. It's something small, but it helps me out massively in putting out more videos just like this one. So thank you so much for the support. And a big shout out as well to my patrons. Who needs billionaires when you have patron support? I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!